most trusted, credible, and reliable source on the airways for Black Los Angeles and beyond.
Check it out.
We take our role seriously as your trusted messenger. At KBLA Talk 1580, it's about truth, not ratings. And when you hear us say, when we come forward, we mean it. We mean it.
That's the bottom line.
We're not going back. Not to the back of the bus, not to back alleys, not back in the closet, and definitely not back to the good old days.
Might as well forget it. No way.
We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
After all the bad boys that I dated, I thought, you know what? Let me just date the good guy. And that didn't work out because I felt like superior to him.
There was no sexual polarity.
It just didn't work out because I felt like I was the boss. I felt
Did you find yourself snapping on him and getting a little bit more disrespectful than you normally would?
Very.
That's typically what happens.
Yeah. And I did things to him that I wouldn't do to Katie. And it's unfortunate because he's a good guy. He didn't do anything to me. The problem is that he didn't put me in my place when he should have, whenever that was supposed to happen. At some point in our relationship, he didn't put me in my place as the woman, as his woman, and he didn't show me that he can lead. So I felt like I was leading the entire household when it's really supposed to be him.
Lord, 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 the voice of reason back in here on the hump day on a Wednesday. You know I'm about to cook. I don't even know why you guys are playing around. You already know I'm about to cook. Relationships. Boy, I could talk about relationships every day, all day. Ain't that what I do? Yes, it is. Before I even get to that, I definitely want to send a shout out of congratulations because this is a big deal. You got to understand something about Los Angeles. The #2 media market in the world, Hollywood. LA is the place everybody want to come to. You know that. You know LA's the place to be. As soon as you get a little piece of change, you come out here to LA. You know what it is. So to have, for the first time in its history, a black woman mayor, that's a huge deal. So I want to send a personal shout out to Mayor-elect Karen Bass. She did the damn thing, y'all. History in the making. Gotta give her props. And I'm going to tell you right now, you got to stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 because the political heavyweight pundits like Dominique DePrima on her show, First Things First, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. every morning, Pacific Standard Time, of course. Dominique is going to be all over this. And then right after her, 9 to 12, noon, Tavis Smiley himself. They're going to be all over this tomorrow. Tomorrow you got to tune into both shows and really, really lock in, all right? So salute to Karen Bass. Now it's time to cook. Tonight's topic, you heard the clip. The girl basically felt like it was cool to disrespect the nice guy. But that's like white women voting for Trump and then holding a rally against him the next day after he becomes president. 53% of white women voted for Donald Trump and then had a rally the day after. Listen, hold on. See, you get into these relationships with your mirror reflection, you play victim, and then when the good guy comes along, you think it's okay to disrespect. Y'all want to have a real talk tonight? 1-800-920-1580. Call me. We about to get deep. What are the top good reasons for why a man should break up with a good woman? Huh? See, people get hung up on that word good. What is a good woman? What is a good man for that matter? Huh? What is good? What are the prerequisites that gives a person the title of good? You mean good for you? Good for what you want? Good for what your wounds are begging for? Which gender is more likely to initiate a breakup? Well, the numbers say 70% women. Only 31% of men break up with women. Huh? What does a man value most in a relationship? And regardless of a woman's status in the world, what she's accomplished, if she can't deliver what he values most, is she then still classified as a good woman? When I come forward, the phone lines are about to be off the hook. The conversation begins. The voice of reason is live.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for human rights. The Los Angeles Civil, Human Rights and Equity Department, or LA Civil Rights for short, is focused on reducing bias and injustices while leveling the playing field. LA Civil Rights does this through equity and empowerment, the Office of Racial Equity, hate prevention, upward mobility programming, and youth programming. They convene commissions and advisory councils. The Civil, Human Rights and Equity Department of the City of Los Angeles is led by founding executive director Capri Maddox and is breaking new ground for municipal governance. LA Civil Rights oversees citywide initiatives, including the Renew program, LA Repair program, and the LA for All campaign. The LA Civil Rights Department believes that the goals of equity and inclusion for all people can be achieved through hard work and collective action. To get involved and be part of the solution, report a civil rights violation, or get more information, visit civilandhumanrights.lacity.org. That's civilandhumanrights.lacity.org or call 213-978-1845. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
My life, I'm so much better. You thought that I'd be weak without you, but I'm stronger. You thought that I'd be broke without you, but I'm richer. You thought that I'd be sad without you, I laugh harder. Thought I wouldn't grow without you, now I'm wiser. Thought that I'd be helpless without you, but I'm smarter. You thought that I'd be stressed without you, but I'm chilling.
Turn this mess off. Huh? So when I asked the question, or when Donna Michi asked the question to his all-woman co-hosts, right? About the ego boost. Play the record again. Sound like she feels good. She's a survivor. She's stronger now. No, Andy, take it back to the first verse. Take it back to the first verse. Listen to what the girl said. Sound like she got a boost from that breakup. Is this why 70% of women in marriages?
Now that you're out of my life, I'm so much better. You thought that I'd be weak without you, but I'm stronger. You thought that I'd be broke without you, but I'm richer. You thought that I'd be sad without you, I laugh harder. Thought I wouldn't grow without you, now I'm wiser. Thought that I'd be helpless without you, but I'm smarter. You thought that I'd be stressed without you, but I'm chilling. You thought I wouldn't sell without you, sold 9 million. I'm a survivor.
Turn it off. Turn it off. You had to survive him, huh? He didn't survive you. He wasn't surviving you. Them lyrics don't apply to him. See, that's what I'm saying, man. We've been programmed. Every time the relationship ends, whose fault is it? If 70% of women who are in committed relationships are ending the relationship, and then they flip it and say, it's because of him. It's because of him I ended it. He wasn't meeting my needs. He wasn't kind enough. He wasn't caring. He wasn't interested. Maybe you just got boring to him. See, the narrative that I'm pushing through these shows is that the interaction in relationship is bi-directional. You could be wealthy as all get out, but be a spiritual bum. Homeless, spiritually homeless, just a nomad, wayward, just, right? You could just be disheveled on the inside. Just because you're wealthy on the outside doesn't mean you deserve a quality mate. You get the mate that mirrors the work. And if the work is undone, the vibration and the frequency that you're on is what you tend to attract. Now, y'all want to pick and choose which parts of the law of attraction you want to use, just like many people pick and choose which part of the Bible they want to believe. You want to pick and choose which part of the law of attraction makes sense to you. You know, I was just too nice is one of the biggest. You know what? I shouldn't have ignored the signs that he was bad. No, you should have paid attention to the signs and asked, who are the signs related to in me? See, because when a man steps into a spiritual understanding of self, all foolishness falls to the wayside. Did y'all know that? Huh? When a man steps into the spiritual understanding of himself, all foolishness falls to the wayside, including his woman. I know y'all don't want to hear that. See, when you step into the spiritual understanding of yourself, you know, listen, happiness is an inside job. Peace is an inside job. Understanding I got to understand me before I can understand you. I got to be happy with me before I can be happy with you. I have to be content with me as I am in my process before I can understand and then be content with your process. Oh, but it's his fault he wasn't patient with your process. Let me tell you something. I know a lot of women ain't gonna want to hear this tonight, and this ain't about bashing women. This is about empowering men just as we empower women. Huh? Listen, do you know that a man's purpose is probably his most important relationship? So where did that leave you? 1-800-920-1580. Where does that leave you, ladies? Oh, a man should be able to balance the two. He needs balance in his life. He might, yes. I'm not saying that a man can't balance his purpose, right? And his woman, but that takes an exceedingly massive amount, a Herculean effort of patience on whoever is dealing with him. And sometimes when you're in a relationship with somebody that's dating an outcome, they don't have patience for you to cultivate your purpose. You better get that purpose done. Did we not see that in the breakup with Tom Brady and his wife? She was like, you're too old. You need to end. You need to stop this football madness. And he said, you know what? It's over. Here's these papers. Maybe he's chasing something. If you loved him as he was, and I don't know their relationship, I don't have all the details, but if you love and accept him for who and what he is completely, you're going to let him run this through. Maybe Tom Brady needs a Joe Theismann moment where somebody roll up on that leg and snap that leg, and then you go, oh, okay, it's over. No, I don't want to see you get hurt. No, you're in it for what you want out of it, for the most part, for many people. So I asked the question, what are the top good reasons for why a man would break up with a good woman? First off, good. So many people think if I got letters behind my name and letters on the wall and I got zeros in my bank account, right? Multiple zeros, and I'm educated and all of this. Okay, that is a portion of a good woman, as is a portion of a good man. But this thing about relationship, y'all need to realize this, and it goes for women too. I'm going to say this. Women are more in tune empathetically. Women are more in tune spiritually. Women are more in tune emotionally. And when you ignore yourself, you are the greatest enemy you could ever face in a relationship. What did I say? ladies, when you ignore the intuition, when you ignore the spiritual presage that whispers into your spirit, say, hey, something's amiss. But you so focused on the outcome, did you do it to yourself? And brothers, if you recognize this in a woman, is that a good reason to break up with her? Huh? Can we be honest tonight? How many women get disrespectful in the relationship when they recognize that they're not going to get what they signed up for? 1-800-920-1580. Call me. I don't know if I set the topic up good enough, huh? Does the act of ending relationships with men give many women an ego boost? If so, why? We just heard the Survivor song. Sound like an ego boost to me. Did that? I know it's music, and I know music is art, and, you know, art don't always imitate life and vice versa, but that's what it sounds like. Now, there is some research out there to bring to bear here. The person who typically ends the relationship tends to be stronger for doing so. Now, the research has already told us 71% of women in the relationship. What happens to the woman's ego when he says, I've had enough? The blame game goes into full throttle. The shame game goes into full throttle. True or false? Brother, you should break up with your woman if you don't feel like yourself when you're with her. Now, that's going to apply to women all day in America. Sister, you should break up with him if you don't feel like you. If you feel like you've lost yourself, sister, you should leave him. Relationships are bidirectional, remember? The spiritual interaction that's happening in relationship is bidirectional. So does the same ring true for men? Brother, you should break up with your woman if you don't feel like you're yourself. If you pandering and tap dancing and moonwalking and soft shoeing, are you the real you? How long can you be the fake you? Should a good woman respect a man's decision to leave her in favor of his purpose? Tonight's topic, I'm going to the phone lines because they're lit right now. What are the top good reasons for why a man should leave a good woman? See, I don't believe a man should leave a spiritually evolved woman. To me, that's my definition of a good woman. Not religiously, spiritually. Not religious, spiritual. Because at least I know I'm gonna learn something new about her. Because she's working on herself. She's invested in the truth of herself. She's trying to cultivate herself. I know she's going to be someone else. This is a work in progress that has embraced the progress. Huh? But if I see a shadow, unhealed wounds and hurts, passive-aggressive demands hiding behind your yoga mat, I know it's time to get up out of here. What are the top good reasons for why a man would break up with a so-called good woman? Society, doing well in society ain't enough to be good, sister. Same for the brother. 1-800-920-1580. Let's get these callers in here. Fred from San Fernando Valley. Let me get you out the way early, brother.
Okay, bro. Check this out. Like I said once before, loyalty is royalty, okay? You got to hang in there. If you're a king and you decide to make this woman your queen, then you got to give her all the time and patience for her to ascend to her throne. Because if you picked up one of them little pretty princesses, she ain't no queen. You got to raise her just like you would your daughter. But if you went and truly got you a queen, someone who is comfortable with their own skin, and they with you because of the companionship, because, see, that's what I do. I'm a companion. You know, we're going to ride this out to eternity if we can. But the whole thing is, you had a life before you met me, you got a life going on while you met me, and you got a life after you met me. So let's do life together. See, I don't want to be your world. I just want to share the world with you.
Come on,
You
then,
can't be the
Fred.
world.
Fred, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Boy, you smoother than the Milky Way on that one, boy. I like it, man.
Hey, I don't entertain women. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't amuse somebody. Because if you look at the word amuse, that means amused. I'm amused. You using me? Just to let the time go by? I don't know.
Hey, Fred.
It don't work that way in my world.
Hey, Fred, I got to keep it pushing, man. But thank you, brother. I always appreciate you, man. Thank you. Fred come in here cutting up. I had to get him in first because I knew he was going to cut up. Don from Atlanta, Georgia. Jump in here, Don. You got to turn your whole living room down. We can hear the hallway in your house. Turn it down.
Hey, bro, I do everything you ask for everything to get up.
Thank
you. You know what I'm saying? I got you on several TVs and phones and everything.
Thank you, brother.
Numbers up.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
So tell me, what's up? What do you think about tonight's topic? What are the top good reasons for why a man should or would break up with a good woman?
I asked you that question through the text or the thing the other night. That's what I asked. What's a good woman? I'm still confused on that.
Okay, well, there are good women and there are good men. And what I said a good woman is, or a good man is, let's just break it down because this is bidirectional. A good man or woman is respectful, disciplined, educated, moneyed, spiritually evolved, right? Accountable. You want me to keep going? Reasonable.
Yes, sir.
Respectful. Lord have mercy. Respectful. This is bidirectional. And I'm naming a bunch of things. And the more things I name, the more improbable that becomes. Do you understand what I'm saying? So to me, from my perspective, and my perspective may not be your perspective, but from my perspective, that is what a good man and good woman is. Don from Atlanta, hang tight. I'm coming forward, but when I return, I'm going back to Atlanta to get your thoughts.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A bus full of migrants is expected to arrive in Philadelphia. City officials had been expecting this for the past several days. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said around 30 people were on the bus when it left his state on Tuesday. The mayor of Uvalde, Texas, says the interim police chief at the time of the Robb Elementary School shooting will be gone by the end of the week. Don McLaughlin told CNN yesterday that Mariano Pargas will be terminated after footage released this week shows Pargas being told that several students were still alive in the classroom about 35 minutes before the gunman was killed by officers. Retail sales are coming in better than expected. They rose by 1.3% last month after not changing at all in September. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
need an accident attorney by your side, all you got to do is call the accident guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? Call the accident guys. Because unlike other firms, an attorney will negotiate your case, not a paralegal.
Drop it!
When you tune in to KBLA Talk 1580, we want you to know what you're downloading.
Now you listen to me, and you listen to me closely.
In a recent African American media issue survey conducted by the public opinion research and public policy consulting firm Eviteris, KBLA Talk 1580 was found to be the most trusted, credible, and reliable source on the airwaves for Black Los Angeles and beyond.
Check it out.
We take our role seriously as your trusted messenger. At KBLA Talk 1580, it's about truth, not ratings. And when you hear us say, when we come forward, we mean it. We mean it.
That's the bottom line.
We're not going back. Not to the back of the bus, not to back alleys, not back in the closet, and definitely not back to the good old days.
Might as well forget it. No way.
We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580 would like to thank all the businesses that tune in to KBLA at work. We celebrate you, your calls to the station, and your overall support. To show our appreciation, we would like to treat your office to a lunch for 10, brought to you by K. Michelle's Kitchen Catering. Open the KBLA Talk 1580 app or log on to KBLA1580.com to be selected for our Office of the Week. We know you are just like our staff, putting in many smart, hard-working hours per week. We just want to say thank you, and we appreciate you. You and your staff deserve lunch on us. Enter your office to win lunch for 10 and be highlighted on KBLA Talk 1580 as our Office of the Week. Open the KBLA app or log on to KBLA 1580 to enter your office today to become the KBLA Talk 1580 Office of the Week. Sponsored by K. Michelle's Kitchen Catering.com. Become the KBLA Talk 1580 Office of the Week. This has been a KBLA Talk 1580 community call to action.
Did you know fixing outdoor leaks can save 27 to 90 gallons of water per day? Even tiny leaks can be huge water wasters. Conserving water starts with a few simple water-saving actions at home and in your yard, like adjusting your sprinklers and adding drip irrigation so you water only where it's needed. We can all do our part to conserve water. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more water-saving tips. Save water, save California.
Extra, extra, read all about it, read all about it, read all about it.
In recent editions of the Los Angeles Standard newspaper, read about HBCU's impact in Los Angeles, the Screening Room LA meeting at the Gathering Spot West Adams, giving black filmmakers a place to showcase their work, to codename Crenshaw Boulevard Malcolm X Boulevard. Hotville Chicken brings Nashville hot chicken to the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza. The Engineer Factory, preparing black children for STEM majors and professions. Jan Perry addressing the homelessness and housing crisis as she runs for Congress. Shauna Charles' career in public relations. Local black hiking groups. And Los Angeles Philharmonic Inglewood headquarters hosting free music classes for local children. Read about these stories at LAStandardNewspaper.com. And follow this black-owned publication on Facebook and Instagram.
Headlines. Have you heard it? Have you heard it? Have you heard it? Have you heard it? Have you heard it?
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Let me tell you something, man. Shaka Khan, my co-host, is my playlist. Can I tell you, brother, something real quick before I get back to Don? Don't you know toxic women are also magical women? Shaka Khan, well, I can read your thoughts, man. Boy, a toxic woman can come into your life with that toxic psychic energy through her sex, through her presence. Whatever is unreconciled in her begins to mold the environment that you bring her into. Dude, listen, a nest is not something that is just physical. A woman can nest in your house and store those unhealed wounds in her expectations and in her energy. Yes, magic can be toxic too. We live in a divided society that says black men are responsible for all the problems in the world. Black women are saying, hey, I'm divesting. He ain't enough. His ish ain't together. He ain't over his ex. He got too many baby mamas. Baby mamas and maybe mamas. We don't know how many kids he got. Yes, and black men have their issues, but I'm here to tell you, you can't date what you're not. You can date what you don't want, but you can't date what you're not. Somebody meme it. See, you can get what you don't want, but you always gonna get what you are. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it that way. Do a cheating journal, ladies. Do a journal that's based on how you cheat on yourself. Do a lying journal, ladies. A journal that outlines all the lies you tell yourself in and out of relationship. You telling me that doesn't have a gravity to it? Oh, you think you can say something about yourself? You think you can demean yourself? You think you can injure your own spirit and you won't manifest that as a relationship? Huh? The only reason why more women break up with men is because most men are thirsty and insecure themselves. Most men would rather stay in toxic magic than a peaceful environment. I'm telling you the truth. Do you know how good y'all yoni is? Most men will be like, well, she got that fire. I'm going to stick to the fire. What's the word they use? Wet. She got that wet. She got that fiery wet. I'm going to stay right here. Not knowing that she could be dangerous to your spirit as you could be dangerous to hers. I'm tired of the unidirectional blame in relation. It's his fault. It's our fault. as it is our lesson to overcome. 1-800-920-1580. Somebody call me right now. Don from Atlanta, I need you to finish your thought, good brother. We got callers.
Yeah, I don't know what you said. Whatever. I just want to get off. And then it's like done. We can take care of the family and everything. You know what I
mean? Tell me your thoughts about the topic, though, brother. Would you break up with a good woman, quote unquote good woman? Because like I said, good is subjective. But a good woman, in other words, standing in society, educated, moneyed, whole life together, but there's some spiritual issues that have yet to be addressed. Would you break up with that woman?
No, not at the point of just. I mean, it's this thing of a religion. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. No, I wouldn't. But it's like if we can get something together, if like what we say, Catholic and Baptist. You know, we have to get something together. But no, I wouldn't break up. We have to figure something out. I would not get rid of the young.
I love your honesty, Don. Don from Atlanta, man. You brought ATL in the building, man. We appreciate the call. Thank you. I appreciate it. Call in anytime. You got a seat at the table. Who else wants to chime in? Al from Austin, Texas is in the building. And then, of course, I'm going to the OG, the legend, Sean. Al, get in here, man.
So I just got to comment about your question, man. The reason I would break up with a woman that is considered good would be if her spirit isn't good.
Boom.
All the things that you named are things that you put on. They're not who you are. And you know what she does isn't who she is. Her credit score, that's what she does. Her job, that's what she does. Her education, all those things are things she's done. I get that. But if you're not good in your spirit, then, or if your spirit doesn't match with mine, then we're wasting time. So that's reason to break up. Yeah, man, I was looking at this song by Stevie Wonder. It's called Superwoman, and he was saying my woman wants to be a superwoman, and I just had to say goodbye. You know, if you're so caught up in yourself and who you want to be that you don't even see that I'm there, then I need to leave, and that's just real, man. You know, everything doesn't mesh together, and it's not that she has a problem. It's that we just don't mesh together. And if we don't mesh together, let's just stop wasting time.
How about it? It's never a waste of time, though. It's always a journey and a lesson, and you're always learning. So there is never a waste of time. We got to get that notion out of our minds as well. Good brother, I appreciate you, man. You brought Austin, Texas in the building. Thank you. Boy, the phone lines are on fire tonight. My guy, David Dieta, author of a great book. I always tell the brothers to go read this book, The Way of the Superior Man, because this is the flip side of it. This is the weak man. Most men are terrified of a woman's depth of love and the energy that moves as a woman's sexuality and emotion. And at the same time, men want nothing more in this life than to merge completely with a woman's devotional love and wild energy. Only as a man outgrows his fear can he handle a woman's tremendous love energy without running. And only such a man is worthy of devotional offering in a committed intimacy. Now listen. That is a God-realized woman he's describing. The opposite is true of the woman who is still wrestling with unhealed wounds, but yet she's still magic. But just like the men are testifying on this show tonight, they wouldn't leave. You know why? Because men are physical and mental. Men are visual. She's gorgeous. She's pretty. I don't want somebody else to be with her. Yes, you do. If she's wounded, sir. Yes, you do. If she is an active adversary against your purpose. Yes, you do. 1-800-920-1580. When I come back, I'm going to Sean in Orlando, Florida. We turned up tonight. Call in. Share your thoughts.
Is it good to you? More voice voice of reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Higher gas prices meant oil companies made massive profit. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by MLK Hospital. The average for regular gas is $5.46 at the pump, with $5.80 for premium. Meanwhile, local refiners like Phillips 66 and Marathon report profit increases up to 1,243% higher than last year. Governor Newsom was reported to say that big oil is making record profits by, quote, ripping off Californians, end quote. Penalties for this price gouging will put profits back into taxpayers' pockets in the form of a direct deposit refund. I'm Maisha Cairo, and that's your K-Black Minute News. Let us know your thoughts on this by tweeting us at KBLA 1580. When you have your baby at MLK Community Hospital, they will work hard to make sure you and your family have the experience that you want. MLK Hospital welcomes your new baby.
You're the victim of a car accident. Who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP.
Leaving things half done, not a good look. Like a half-done hairdo.
All done.
Shouldn't the curls be on both sides? A half-baked peach cobbler.
A gummy crust? I don't think so.
Or a half of a domino.
Bam! Big six!
But where's the other half?
Don't go halfway, especially with your immunity to COVID-19. Stay up to date with your vaccines and boosters. Visit myturn.ca.gov to find one near you. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you, when we fight, we win. Central CSO organizes for the rights of the undocumented, quality public education, and supporting in solidarity other communities seeking social justice. Central CSO stands for Chicano X, self-determination, defending public education, and fighting for all oppressed people in Boyle Heights and East Los Angeles. Find Central CSO meetings every third Wednesday. Visit online at centralcso.wordpress.com or on Instagram at CentralCS. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
More of the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Right now on KBLA Talk 1580.
The rhyme, it is wicked. Those that don't know how to be pros get evicted. A woman could bear you, break you, take you. Now it's time to rhyme. Can you relate to a sister dope enough to make you holler and scream?
Hey, yo, let me take it from here, queen. Excuse me, but I think I'm about due to get into precisely what I am about to do. I'm conversating to the folks who have no whatsoever clue. So listen very carefully as I break it down for you. Merrily, 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 hyper, happy, overjoyed. Please, will all the beats and rhymes my sisters have employed. Slick as smooth throwing down the sound, totally a yes. Let me state the position. Ladies first, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, there's gonna be some changes.
Believe me when I say being
Hey,
a woman
man.
is great to see. I know that all the fellas
Make
out there
no
will agree with
mistake
me.
about it.
Being one, but for being with one, 'cause when it's time for
Our
loving, it's the woman
sisters
that
are
gets them
magical.
strutting, moving on, rhyming.
But there's such a thing as black magic, good magic, bad magic. What state is your magic in? I'm here to tell y'all. Y'all hear me talk very, very deep, sisters, about society, the society in which we live. I read the quote all the time. I'm not blaming sisters. I'm not saying it's sisters' fault. You didn't choose this culture to be born into. Or maybe some would say you did in another life. Some would say that. But the reality of it is, we didn't build this society. The great Krishnamurti says it is no measure of health to be fully integrated into a sick society. So the sickness gets in us and contaminates our magic. Relationship is designed as a highly reflective classroom where the biofeedback you get from your partner is your personal curriculum. Right? So oftentimes it's hard for brothers and sisters to just own up and say, this is how I'm toxic. This is how I'm wounded. This is how I'm broken. And this is how this toxicity or these wounds negatively impact my ability to relate. Right? It happens both ways. It's bidirectional. I'm going to give you a reason. When brothers get older, the mess they used to put up with when they was younger in order to get a particular outcome, typically they don't put up with that no more. The disrespect, the nonchalance, the indifference that they used to, I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep asking. I'm going to keep coming around. I'm going to keep inviting. I'm going to keep, right? At a certain age, where a man has come to an understanding of who and what he is, he tends to say, no, I'm cool. I'm not doing that no more. And even if he gets with a woman who's considered a good woman, and she shows him a certain level of disrespect, some men swallow the disrespect. They just swallow it. For whatever reason. I want to work it out. I want to make it happen. I like her too much. She's too pretty. Whatever the excuse is, right? I'm a keeper. She's a keeper. But the reality is we didn't understand the purpose of relationship. Relationship is a spiritual classroom where you get introduced to what's wrong with you through the reflection that comes from your partner. Nobody ever understood that our triggers are married. Our triggers are dating. Our triggers are cohabitating. Nobody really understood that. Lord have mercy. When I come forward, who's on the line the longest? Sean. I got to get Sean in here. When I come forward, we're going right to Orlando, Florida. Sean, stick with me. I'm going to talk to you.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Maisha Cairo here with a quick recap from my time at JP Morgan Chase's Advancing Black Wealth Tour. There were speakers Ian Dunlap, Damon John, Lynn Richardson, MC Light, Don Kennedy, to name a few. Take a listen to what Justin Grant, Community Development Lead at Chase's Advancing Black Pathway, let's see what he had to say.
So I'm Justin Grant. I lead Community Development and National Partnerships for JP Morgan Chase's Advancing Black Pathway strategy. And so we're focused on strengthening the economic foundation of Black communities, and we're making targeted investments in programs like the Advancing Black Wealth Tour to help us get our tools and resources out to the community to drive sustained impact over time.
So when it comes to Black and brown people, it sounds like Chase is making it their personal responsibility not only to facilitate these events, but to educate and provide resources. So, Mr. Grant, I have to ask, what does wealth building look like for the individual?
It's home ownership, it's having that freedom to be able to start your own business and create jobs in your community, and it's having that long-term plan towards retirement, having that vision for what you want your life to be, and you have the resources to actually live it.
I'm Maisha Cairo. Thanks for sticking around. That was my recap from Chase's Advancing Black Wealth Tour. First stop was here in LA, and they're taking it national.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
The matter with your life? Why you gotta mess with mine? Don't keep sweating what I do, cause I'm gonna be just fine. Check it out. If I wanna take a guy home with me tonight, it's none of your business. And if she wanna be a freak and sell it on a weekend, it's none of your business. Now you Putting your G2 cents in. Don't you got nothing to do? Then worry about my friends. Check it. I can't do nothing, girl, without somebody bugging. I used to think that it was me, but now I see it wasn't. They told me to change and call me names, and so I popped one. Opinions all like assholes, and everybody's got one. I never broke my nose, but I'm not supposed to.
I know y'all ain't heard that in a long time. Salt and pepper. It's none of your business. My playlist is my co-host. We turned up tonight. We got a great topic. Let me get to my brother Sean, Orlando, Florida. Sean, you got a limited amount of time, so I need you to be concise. Drop the signs.
You got it, brother.
Thank you, brother.
You got it. So, spirituality with your, and constant balance and purpose. You hit those things. Let me say it again. Spiritual, constant balance, and the last and most important is that we all need to make sure that we're constantly being very aware and respectful of someone's purpose. And that is what you said by directional, because you have to understand that, sometimes it does take that communication to be bi-directional regarding your purpose, because sometimes they see what you're doing and they're loving it, but they're not quite sure about all the detail. So go ahead and let your significant other know the details of your purpose. And that way, all of your spiritual and your constant balance can have a better chance of succeeding. That's my 2 cents on that one.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate it always. Sean comes in and delivers. Thank you. You brought Orlando, Florida via
brother.
Oakland into the building. You want to bring your city in the building? All you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. Rhett, San Francisco. Let's talk about it.
Zo, what's going on, man? Great topic for tonight. And, prior to my beautiful, loving, amazing partner, I was in a relationship.
No. You can't call her a partner. You got to say, that's my wife. And you got to put to put the air on the W. That's my wife.
that is my wife. That's my boo. Prior to being with her, I was in a relationship with a woman that was amazing. But I guess the kindest way to say it is there was a lack of intellectual gestation, where there was no stimulation, there was no agreement, there was nothing outside of the physicality that we shared for one another. And I decided that it was best to be amicable and say that I think we've outgrown each other in the way that we rely on each other most.
No, Red.
And I still want to be friends.
Hold on. You got to stay with me. I'm gonna have to carry you forward because you cooking. Intellectual gestation. The brother is cooking. It's almost church in here this evening with Reverend Rhett out of San Francisco, the Apostolic Church of God in Christ. Listen, when we come forward, we gonna go back to San Francisco and talk to my brother Rhett. Yes, the voice of reason is on fire.
Now you shouldn't even get into who I'm giving skins to. It's none of your business. So don't try to change my mind. I tell you one more time. It's none of your business.
How many rules am I to break before you understand that your double standards don't mean shit to me? I know.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A bus full of migrants is expected to arrive in Philadelphia. City officials had been expecting this for the past several days. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said around